Can you talk a little bit about what you refer to in terms of friction and how that impacts a company?
Yeah, so we use the term friction. Roger Dooley wrote a book actually just recently called Friction. He's a neuroscience marketer, and he talks about friction in a number of different ways. About it's these little things that impede us from being as efficient or as effective as we could. And he talks a lot about websites and if you have to click twice versus just one click, the number of people that drop off after that. That's a point of friction. When we talk about friction, though, inside of an organization, what we're talking about is both these procedural pieces. So if I have a job and I have to do 8 steps, when really 3 of those steps are they were put in place at one point for some reason, but they no longer really have any value. That's some friction, right? It's adding time, it's adding effort, and those have an emotional as well as a productivity gain for people. But there's also social friction. So it goes back to some of the cultural aspects, right? There are under there are unwritten rules of behavior and how we do things, and sometimes those social aspects of work can impede not only our productivity but how we think about things. I'll use the most common kind of uh, aspect that people talk about all the time. It's like, well, we tried that before, right? And it didn't work. Well, all right, that's a mindset, but it's a frictional mindset because it causes people to not be able to really look and think creatively about aspects, or to be so stuck in the status quo, and the way that we're currently doing things, to break out of that box. And so we go in and we'll do a diagnostic within organizations to look both at some of the procedural aspects, but also some of those social aspects, to try to ascertain what are some of those mindsets that are coming in place that can impede a company from trying to achieve the strategy or the vision that they have in place for themselves.